Yes. Am I taking girlfriend applications? Absolutely not. Am I going to be on dating apps? Absolutely. Do I have the emotional stability to be in a relationship? No. Do I want a girlfriend? Yes. Yeah.
Smash, then pass. Fuck, niggas always tryna take my shit. How you gon' feel when I go take it, yo, bitch?
Bitch, is that my sweater? Then they can't consent when you drag them to church either.
Olive Garden, when you're here, you're family. Only difference is Olive Garden didn't send me to conversion therapy.
I'm a DL non-binary person. I'm not gonna say I'm non-binary. Just like, get the vibe. I'm DL.
Whoa! Rock on, freaky bro! Yeah! Whoa!
I'm a she. I'm a her. I'm a gay. I don't get into all that mentally ill stuff.
Yes,
That's a trans one.
I didn't know that. I said, oh my God, it's newborn colors like a baby because
Exactly.
they're born again. Yes.
Is that true? Is that okay, Danny?
If it's not true, it is now.
I cannot believe we are exposing our kids to drag. Where was the uproar for this episode of The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody? Or all that? How about Victorious? How about this? Or this? This? Or this? How about for this? No uproar for the Powerpuff Girls? I mean, come on. No uproar for the aliens in drag? Or for this? We're just silent on this one? I don't recall the boomers ever complaining about their cartoons. How about for the video game representation of drag? I mean, this whole movie was essentially about a drag king. I don't remember hearing an uproar, though. How about one of the many times that Bart Simpson was in drag? Crickets. Don't recall this one being an issue either. How about the Fairly Odd Parents? Anybody remember that being canceled? For this episode, this wasn't grooming the children. How about the family-friendly musical Hairspray? And girl, don't even get me started on this entire franchise.
Anxiety is just so stupid, ugly, and stinky. Like, that bitch knows I don't fucking like her, but yet she will ruin my whole fucking day by making me overthink. Like, you miserable cunt. Leave me alone, bitch. I don't fuck with you. You're weird. And here you are making me overthink, making me feel like I'm gonna pass out. Well, then why didn't I pass out then, bitch? Because you want to torment me. Because that's what you like to do. You like to torment me.
Everybody told me that I sound like CG5. Probably because I am CG5.
So you mean to tell me that our elected officials are so dense that they've forgotten an entire portion of the trans community exists, i.e. trans men? Many of us have had phalloplasty, motodiaplasty, and therefore have penises, but under these bills would be required to use a women's restroom because they state that you have to use a restroom that aligns with the sex chromosomes that you have and the genitals that were assigned to you at birth. They're not considering any of us that have penises. Meanwhile, they're claiming the reason that they're doing this is to protect women and children from trans women who have penises. Doesn't quite make sense, does it?
Whenever people ask my pronouns, my answer doesn't change. Why are you trying to reference me outside this conversation? If it's not for praise, that's privileged information. If you got something to say, I better find out my whole name was coming out of your mouth.
Taking kids to Hooters is not considered grooming. There's not even much outrage about it being a kid-appropriate place. But y'all want to convince me y'all care about child appropriateness and respectability politics when it comes to drag queens reading stories to kids in libraries. But when kids go to an NBA basketball game or a college basketball game and they see something like this during halftime, nobody's questioning the appropriateness of grooming, huh? Taking kids to a library to see drag queens, oh, that's too far. But taking kids to a bar where the emphasis is Hooters on women, that's not too far. And y'all really thought Chris Rock was being clever talking about selective outrage?
Eden Knight was a young Saudi trans girl living in the US. Her family was incredibly powerful and worked directly with the House of Saud. This summer, her family hired a high-profile Republican fixer in order to get her to detransition. Michael Pacalico and Ellen Cole then trafficked her to a Saudi lawyer in DC. He effectively had full control over her life financially, and under threat of being deported, she had to dress more masculinely. Eden felt broken and decided she had to return to Saudi Arabia. After about a month, she realized that life just wasn't worth living anymore. She wrote a note that she left to her community, and it quickly went viral. It was absolutely heartbreaking. She just wanted to be a leader and make the world a better place, and she never even had the chance. A day after her note went viral, her family's social media posted confirmation that she had passed. After a couple days, there still wasn't a single major news source that covered it. It turns out that her passing has had a big impact on the Saudi government. This could turn into a national incident like Jamal Khashoggi.
If you care about trans people in this country, please give me 60 seconds of your time. I need your help to help my community. Mercury Stardust and I are going to be doing a 30-hour live stream that ends on March 31st, Trans Day of Visibility. The goal is to raise $1 million, and all of it's going to go towards trans healthcare. We want to get as many people as we can HRT, surgeries, binders, and gaffs. With the 400 proposed anti-trans bills going on in this country in this year alone, and the literal calls to eradicate trans people,
transgenderism must be eradicated from public life entirely.
The US government is fighting to take away access to these things. So now more than ever, the trans community needs your help making sure that we can maintain our access. Please help by making sure that more people see this. Hit all the things, tell me your favorite color down there, and consider sharing it on different platforms. We need as many voices as we can, and we need to show these politicians that no matter how much they try to come for us, we will come together in solidarity to fight them. The live will be starting March 30th at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. Please, please be there for us.
Bring the action.
When you have this in the club, you're gonna turn the shit up. You're gonna turn the shit up. You're gonna turn the shit up. When we up in the club, all eyes on.
I'm sorry, I was problematic. I'm not anymore. Gay pride, LGBTQ+, here we go. Next week, gay pride frenemies.
I love femboys. I think that femboys are cool, and that if they want to wear skirts and makeup and paint their nails in whatever kind of frilly little thing they want to do, power to them. That's their personal freedom. I love people's freedom to express themselves as they want to.
That's the beauty about America.
I'm just dropping by to say, if somebody has a problem with you, it's not your problem. It's theirs. And there's one thing you need to say, as I've learnt from reading Juno Dawson's book, You Need to Chill. All you need to say is, "Han."
Two best friends in a room, they might kiss.
Yes, we will.
What?
Yes, we will.
Republicans in Iowa have proposed a ban on same-sex marriage on religious grounds, defining marriage as between one human biological male and one human biological female. The proposal conflicts with the 2015 Supreme Court decision to legalize same-sex marriage across the United States. The bill was criticized by some lawmakers as representing disgusting hatred. In addition, a separate bill was proposed which would protect residents who wished not to recognize same-sex marriages at all. The state of Iowa has recently put forward other anti-LGBTQ+ legislation, including banning trans women and girls from participating in school sports and banning a library from displaying LGBTQ+ books.
I'm going to tell a truth that may ruffle some feathers, so the only group in society that is trying to force asexuality onto children is cis heterosexual conservatives. Y'all are the ones that have attached gender and sexuality to the most innocent things in society, including what toys your sons are allowed to play with. Y'all are the ones funding conversion camps where queer children are sent to be abused. Y'all are the ones passing laws based on your religious beliefs. And all the while making drag queens the scapegoat while doing nothing about the actual threats to children in this country. We are not trying to expose children to homosexuality to sexualize them. We just recognize that people don't just wake up on their 18th birthdays and decide what sexual orientation they are. There are gay children too. Children that already face higher rates of bullying, suicide, substance abuse, trafficking, and homelessness, which is a direct result of living in a society that ostracizes them. There are also straight children who have gay parents or peers that they will be exposed to whether y'all teach them about homosexuality or not. So I say all this to say that y'all's desire to keep homosexuality away from children is compromising the well-being of actual children. You motherfuckers find age-appropriate ways to explain divorce, death, sickness, marriage, reproduction, saving money, religion, and even kidnapping to children. The only reason y'all refuse to understand that the same thing can be done for homosexuality is because y'all are the ones with the agenda.
Why every drag queen after a few years so big? The reason that we...
No, Jan, tell the truth and shame the devil. We drink too much alcohol and we eat too much fast food late at night after the shows about 3 or 4 in the morning. That's how I got big as hell, and now I'm trying to get this weight up off my fat ass.
I can prove to you in a very short period of time that cis people understand very well different gender identities besides boy and girl. Let's start with this word here. Oh, what is a tomboy? A tomboy is a person who is assigned female at birth who is not sufficiently girl for whoever decides to apply this term to them. It is pretty much inarguable that what it means is a person assigned female at birth who does not match the assigned gender, right? There are things about them that don't match. So there's a whole another word for it, and it's one that everybody understands. Most people, at least Americans, understand, right? We know exactly what it means. So if you're trying to say that you don't understand different gender identities, you're being intentionally obtuse, because probably at some point in your life, if you're the kind of person who rejects genderqueer, non-binary identities, you're probably the kind of person who has called someone a tomboy or a sissy, or, I mean, that word's kind of old, but you know what I mean. We all acknowledge there are people that do not match their assigned gender, and this is who they are as people and who they always have been. And the other thing about this is that it means that you know that people have been like this since they were very, very young. So anything about this being new or something people just made up, you know that's a lie too, don't you?
Feminist appropriating radical transphobe.
So I'm on the beach right now and somebody wants to give me a balloon. Why don't you come all the way up to here? I don't know, he likes balls. What can I say? Hussein is giving me a heart because he loves me. Oh my God, you're so sweet. Thank you so much for giving me this balloon. It means a lot.
There's kids being taught by drag queens at school, like...
Why can't schools just go back to teaching math? I agree, students should learn math, the real math. And real math is queer. See, there was once a time when people thought there were only 2 genders, and then social scientists said it's a little more complicated than that. There was also a time when we thought that 0 was not a number. And then we realized numbers aren't just the things that you can count on your fingers. Numbers can be negative. Then we discovered there are numbers that don't even live inside the number line, called complex numbers. We didn't quite understand them, but we knew they existed because they appeared when solving cubic equations. There was also a time when we believed the only valid geometry was Euclidean, based on 5 basic assumptions about the universe. And then we realized we don't need to make those assumptions. With different assumptions, we can get totally different geometries like hyperbolic geometry or fractal geometry. So what did we learn today in math class? Number 1, there is no objective framework with which to view the world. We always have to be updating our models to keep up with new information. 2, great math happens when we challenge the status quo.